Welcome to our video on lifestyle inflation, how it affects your finances and how to avoid it. In today's fast-paced world, it's all too easy to fall victim to the trap of constantly upgrading our lifestyle. From bigger houses to designer clothes and fancy vacations, we're constantly bombarded with temptation to spend more and more. But as you'll soon discover, this kind of upward spiral can lead to some serious financial consequences. Lifestyle inflation at its core is the gradual increase in expenses that often accompanies a rise in income.
It's like a slippery slope where a little bit of extra cash in your pocket can quickly lead to a whole lot of extra spending.
But while it may seem like a harmless way to treat yourself, it can have a detrimental effect on your finances over time. In this video, we'll take a deep dive into the causes of lifestyle inflation, the impact it can have on your finances, and most importantly, how to avoid it. We'll also share some creative and effective ways to change your mindset, control your expenses, and invest in experiences rather than possession. So, whether you're just starting out on your financial journey or you're a seasoned pro looking to get a better handle on your spending, this video is for you. Let's get started. Causes of lifestyle inflation. As we dive deeper into the topic of lifestyle inflation, it's important to understand the various forces that drive us to spend more and more. These causes can come from within, from external pressures, or a combination of both. First, let's talk about the income boost effect. As our income increases, so does our ability to afford more luxurious items and experiences. It's a natural human tendency to want to upgrade our lifestyles as our financial situation improves, but as we all know, with great power comes great responsibility. And in this case, the responsibility to be mindful of our spending and not let our newfound wealth go to our heads. Another major cause of lifestyle inflation is the pressure of keeping up with the Joneses. In today's social media-driven world, it's all too easy to compare ourselves to others and feel like we're not measuring up. This can lead to a constant desire to upgrade our possessions and experiences in order to fit in or appear successful. But as we'll discuss later, this kind of comparison is a recipe for financial disaster. Finally, there are the societal pressures that push us to spend more. Advertisements, marketing campaigns, and influencers all play a role in convincing us that we need the latest and greatest in order to be happy and fulfilled. But as you'll see, true happiness and fulfillment can't be bought at any price. So whether it's an income boost, the pressure to keep up with others, or societal expectations, these are just a few of the many causes of lifestyle inflation that can lead us down the path of overspending. But as we'll discuss, there are plenty of ways to resist these pressures and take control of our finances. Examples of lifestyle inflation. Before we get to that, I would like to introduce the sponsor of this video, the Frugal Living books. You'll learn how to take control of your finances and start saving money without sacrificing your quality of life, from assessing your current financial situation and cutting costs to increasing your income and living frugally without sacrificing enjoyment. We cover it all. Order our books via the first link in the video description and start your journey towards financial stability and security. Now, let's get back into the video. Lifestyle inflation can manifest itself in a variety of ways, from small indulgences to big ticket items. One of the most common examples of lifestyle inflation is upgrading to a bigger and nicer house or a fancier car. As our income increases, it can be tempting to trade in our starter home or economy car for something more grandiose. But as you'll soon discover, these kinds of upgrades can come with a host of financial headaches. Another example of lifestyle inflation is the trend of eating out more frequently or buying designer clothes. As our income rises, we might be inclined to treat ourselves to more expensive meals or luxury brands. But as you'll see, these small indulgences can add up over time and leave a significant dent in our wallet. Finally, there are the more extravagant examples of lifestyle inflation, such as taking more expensive vacations or buying a second home. These types of purchases can be especially tempting when we have a little extra cash in our pockets. But as we'll discuss, they can also be some of the most detrimental to our financial well-being. So whether it's upgrading to a bigger house, eating out more, or taking fancy vacations. These are just a few examples of how lifestyle inflation can creep into our lives.
But as we'll discuss later, there are plenty of ways to keep our spending in check and avoid these financial pitfalls.
The impact of lifestyle inflation on finances. We'll get to that in a second. I have a favor to ask of you. If you like this video so far, please subscribe to the channel. Lifestyle inflation, if left unchecked, can lead to a host of financial headaches that can be difficult to overcome. One of the most obvious impacts of lifestyle inflation is reduced savings and increased debt. As we spend more and more on upgrading our lifestyles, we have less money left over to save for our future. This can make it challenging to achieve our financial goals, such as saving for retirement or buying a home. Another impact of lifestyle inflation is the difficulty of adjusting to a reduced income, whether it's due to a job loss, an unexpected expense, or a change in our financial situation. A decrease in income can be a tough pill to swallow. But if we've been living beyond our means, it can be especially difficult to adjust to a more modest lifestyle. Finally, there's the impact of lifestyle inflation on our overall sense of well-being. Constantly striving to upgrade our possessions and experiences can lead to a never-ending cycle of wanting more and more. This can be detrimental to our mental and emotional health and leave us feeling unfulfilled and unsatisfied. So whether it's reduced savings and increased debt, difficulty adjusting to a reduced income, or impact on overall well-being, these are just a few of the many ways that lifestyle inflation can negatively impact our finances. But as we'll discuss later, there are plenty of ways to avoid these pitfalls and take control of our spending. Ways to avoid lifestyle inflation. Lifestyle inflation can be a tricky beast to tame, but with the right strategies and mindset, it's possible to keep our spending in check and achieve our financial goals. One of the most effective ways to avoid lifestyle inflation is to create and stick to a budget. A budget is like a roadmap for our money. It helps us plan ahead and prioritize our spending. By setting clear financial boundaries and sticking to them, we can avoid overspending and keep our lifestyle inflation in check. Another important strategy for avoiding lifestyle inflation is to prioritize savings and paying off debt. By putting a portion of our income into savings and working to pay off our debt, we can ensure that our money is working for us instead of against us. This can help us achieve our financial goals and avoid the trap of lifestyle inflation. Being mindful of our lifestyle choices and their impact on our finances is also key to avoiding lifestyle inflation. It's important to be aware of the difference between needs and wants and make conscious choices about how we spend our money. Avoiding comparison with others and being content with what we have is also a powerful way to avoid lifestyle inflation.
It's important to remember that true happiness and fulfillment can't be bought at any price, and fulfillment can't be bought at any price, and that being content with what we have is the key to lasting financial stability.
How to change your mindset to avoid lifestyle inflation. Our mindset shapes our actions, and if we can change the way we think about money and spending, we can change our financial future. First and foremost, it's important to recognize the difference between needs and wants. We all have basic needs such as food, shelter, and clothing, but wants are things we desire but don't necessarily need. By being mindful of the difference between the two, we can make more conscious choices about how we spend our money and avoid overspending. Another powerful way to change our mindset is to reflect on the long-term benefits of saving money and avoiding lifestyle inflation. While it may be tempting to indulge in the latest and greatest, it's important to remember that small sacrifices today can lead to a more secure and prosperous future. Practicing gratitude for what we already have is also crucial in changing our mindset. Instead of focusing on what we don't have, we should focus on the things we are blessed with. This can help us appreciate the things we are blessed with. This can help us appreciate the things we already have and avoid the trap of wanting more and more. Strategies for controlling expenses. By taking a proactive approach to managing our money, we can keep our spending in check and achieve our financial goals. The first step in controlling expenses is to identify and track our spending. This means keeping a record of every penny we spend, whether it's a small purchase or a big ticket item. By keeping track of our spending, we can get a better handle on where our money is going and make more informed decisions about how to manage it. Another powerful strategy for controlling expenses is to look for ways to cut costs. This can mean negotiating bills, finding cheaper alternatives, or cutting out unnecessary expenses altogether. By being resourceful and creative, we can keep more money in our pockets and avoid overspending. Creating an emergency fund is also crucial in controlling expenses. An emergency fund is a savings account set aside for unexpected expenses such as a medical emergency, home repairs, or job loss. By having a cushion of savings, we can avoid going into debt and maintain financial stability. Investing in experiences rather than possessions. While material possessions can provide temporary satisfaction, investing in experiences can lead to a more fulfilling and satisfying lifestyle. One of the key benefits of investing in experiences is that they create lasting memories. Whether it's traveling to new places, learning a new skill, or trying new activities, experiences leave a lasting impression on us that can be cherished for a lifetime. In contrast, material possessions can quickly become outdated or lose their appeal over time. Another benefit of investing in experiences is that they can broaden our perspective and help us grow as individuals. By stepping out of our comfort zone and trying new things, we can gain a deeper understanding of the world and ourselves. Investing in experiences also allows us to connect with others on a deeper level. Whether it's traveling with loved ones or participating in a group activity, experiences can bring people together and strengthen relationships. Finally, investing in experiences rather than possessions can help us achieve a better work-life balance. Instead of constantly chasing the latest and greatest, we can focus on creating a life that is rich in experiences and personal growth. As we conclude this video, we encourage you to take action to avoid lifestyle inflation and improve your financial stability. Remember that small sacrifices today can lead to a more secure and prosperous future. And if you need additional support, there are resources such as budgeting templates or financial planning services available to help you on your journey.